The distress signal cut through the void like a scream in silence. Francesca wiped grease from her hands, staring at the readout on her portable scanner. 20 years working as a freelance mechanic across the Outer Rim had taught her to recognize genuine desperation, and this signal reeked of it. Atlas, you seeing this? She called to her partner, who was currently elbow-deep in their shuttle's engine compartment. Atlas emerged, his dark hair matted with coolant fluid. Another derelict. Fran, we don't have time for salvage runs. We're already 3 weeks behind schedule. It's not asking for salvage, Francesca said quietly. It's asking for help. The coordinates led them to a sector marked as hazardous on every star chart. What they found there defied comprehension. The vessel was enormous, easily 5 kilometers from bow to stern, a biomechanical hybrid that seemed to breathe in the starlight. Its hull rippled with what looked like living tissue stretched over a metallic skeleton. Holy hell, Atlas whispered. Is that thing alive? Before Francesca could answer, text began scrolling across her scanner in a dozen alien languages, before settling on English. Help pain DYNG. She'd heard stories about the Leviathan's ancient vessels created by the Long-X predecessor race, ships that possessed rudimentary consciousness, capable of self-repair and evolution. Most considered them myths. Francesca was staring at proof that myths sometimes bled. We're going in, she announced. You're insane, Atlas protested. But he was already plotting an approach vector. The Leviathan's docking bay yawned open like a wound. Inside, the ship's interior was a nightmare of decay. Francesca activated her suit's bioscanners and immediately wished she hadn't. The readings were catastrophic. Parasites, she breathed. Hundreds of them, maybe thousands. They were everywhere, crystalline entities that had burrowed into the ship's neural pathways, feeding on its bioelectric systems. The Leviathan was being eaten alive from the inside, its consciousness fragmenting as the parasites multiplied. Atlas crouched beside a cluster of the creatures. I've seen these before. Scraph parasites. They're attracted to ships with organic components. Once they infest, they're nearly impossible to remove without killing the host. Nearly impossible isn't the same as impossible, Francesca said. Her mind was already racing through solutions, discarding and rebuilding plans at lightning speed. It was what made her the best mechanic in 5 systems. She saw machines not as puzzles to solve but as patients to heal. For 3 days, they worked without sleep. Francesca mapped the Leviathan's neural network, identifying the critical junctions where parasites had established colonies. Atlas jury-rigged a sonic pulse generator from their shuttle's spare parts, calibrated 2 frequencies that would shatter the parasites' crystalline structures without damaging the ship's organic tissue. The Leviathan communicated through text, displays throughout the ship. Thank you, Hertz. Hope. Hang on, big guy, Francesca murmured, placing her palm against a warm bulkhead. We're going to fix you. The purge was brutal. They moved section by section, flooding each area with sonic pulses that made the ship shudder and moan. Parasites shattered into glittering dust. The Leviathan's pain was palpable, lights flickering, corridors convulsing, but it never closed them out, never denied them access. It trusted them. On the 4th day, Francesca removed the last parasite from the ship's central cortex. The effect was immediate and dramatic. The Leviathan's systems roared to life with a sound like a giant taking its first breath. Lights blazed through corridors that had been dark for years. Engines that had been cold ignited with nuclear fire. Atlas grabbed Francesca's arm. Fran, I think we should. The ship spoke, not through text this time, but with a voice that resonated through every bulkhead, every deck plate. I remember. Weapons systems unfolded from hidden compartment cannons that could crack planets, missile batteries that could sterilize star systems, energy shields that could withstand supernova-level impacts. The Leviathan wasn't just a ship, it was a dreadnought, a war machine from an age when gods fought among the stars. Oh hell, Atlas whispered, but Francesca was smiling. You're beautiful, she said. The voice softened. You saved me. Humans, you are, small, fragile. Your technology primitive, but you saw me suffering and you helped. Why? Because you asked, Francesca said simply. Because you were in pain. My creators built me to destroy, to conquer, but they are gone. I drifted for millennia, purpose forgotten. The parasites found me, fed on me. I thought I would die alone. You're not alone now, Atlas said, but we should probably talk about what happens next. The Leviathan was silent for a long moment. When it spoke again, there was something new in its voice. Resolve. The sector is infested with pirate clans. They prey on colony ships, kill families. I have watched from the shadows, too weak to intervene. No longer. Over the following weeks, the Outer Rim learned fear. The pirate strongholds that had operated with impunity for decades vanished in brilliant flashes of light. Raiders who had terrorized trade routes found themselves hunted by something ancient and merciless. The Leviathan moved through space like a vengeful angel, and at its heart were two humans who had taught it that strength meant nothing without compassion. Francesca stood on the observation deck, watching stars stream past. Atlas joined her, carrying 2 cups of recycled coffee. "We made the most powerful warship in the galaxy," he said. "People are going to have opinions about that. Let them talk," Francesca replied. "We gave it something more important than weapons. We gave it purpose, hope, a reason to be more than what it was built to be." The Leviathan's voice echoed gently around them. "You gave me life. I will use that life to protect the weak, to defend the defenseless. This I swear." Francesca smiled and placed her hand against the wall. The ship was warm beneath her palm, alive and whole. "That's what humans do," she whispered. "We fix broken things, even when everyone says it's impossible." In the void of space, the Leviathan sang, and the galaxy listened.